everyone, my name is Farah Hadi. My name is 219 and I'm from 2023 I class. And today I will be presenting my research on developing a non-marketplace beauty review application in Indonesia based on prototyping and inspired by Wahe application from South Korea. This research is part of my digital business program at Universitas Negeri Surabaya and for research methodology subject. Okay. Okay. Let me start with the background of this study. Okay. First, the beauty industry really needs honest user review because everyone has different skin types and concerns. What works for one person might not work for another. Here's the problem we are facing in Indonesia. Current platforms like Female Daily and Sociala require us to actually buy products before we can write review. And creates a barrier. Not everyone can afford to buy from this specific platform, and people might purchase products in somewhere else in different platform or in different e-commerce, but they cannot share their experience on these review platforms. Also, when people share review on social media like Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, these reviews are scattered and hard to search through when we need specific information. It's unstructured. We cannot search it with a sortier. We should search it manually, and it's hard to find it with the specific information. And then I looking at South Korea, they have application called Wahe, a community-based application where every people can review beauty products without needing the purchase through their platform. And in Indonesia, despite we having over 204 million internet users as of 2022, still doesn't have anything like this application. We still didn't have anything like this. And here's the research gap. No previous academic study has explored developing an independent beauty review application specifically for the Indonesian market. Okay, and for problem formulation and research objective, based on this issue, I formulate three main research questions. First, what are the characteristics of user needs when using a community-based beauty product review application in Indonesia? Second, how can we design a prototype that actually meets these user needs? And third, which features from Huawei should we adapt for Indonesian users? And also, my research objectives are to identify what Indonesian users really need from a non-marketplace beauty review application, and also design a user-friendly and informative prototype and analyze which Huawei application features would work well in Indonesia. And the last one is to develop a visual prototype using Figma that reflects what Indonesian consumers expect. And then, for literature review and framework, my research is built on three main theoretical foundations. First is product review theory and electronic word of mouth or e-book. Review need to be accurate, timely, comprehensive, and relevant. This guides my design to include detailed skin data and usage information. And second is prototyping and user-centered design. I'm using an iterative design process with Figma, basically a cycle of create, test, and improve. And third is consumer behavior integration. Research shows Indonesian users actually trust regular user review more than influencer recommendation. So the application needs to be open, detailed, well-structured, natural, and truly community-focused. Okay, and research novelty. Okay, what makes this research different from previous research? Previous research just analyzed existing platforms like Sociala and Female Daily, but my research actually designed a completely new independent platform. The innovative aspect include a non-marketplace design inspired by Huawei application, an inclusive review system that's not tied to purchases, and organization by personal factors like skin type, skin condition, skin concern, etc. This is the first academic study addressing this application model specifically in Indonesia. The research gap I'm feeling is that no previous research has explored developing an independent, community-based beauty review application prototype for the Indonesian market. And then research output and advantage. My primary output is a functional beauty review application prototype with some of these features, a community-based platform without purchase requirements, an unbiased review system independent from e-commerce, and user-friendly interface with structured review. The advantage compared to existing research are very clear. This is the first academic research addressing an independent beauty review application in Indonesia, and it used a non-marketplace design inspired by a successful Korean model, and also it has an inclusive review system that not tied to purchases, and it's organized by personal factors like skin type and skin condition, skin concern, and etc. Okay. Okay, for a research approach. Now, I'm gonna explain in detail why I choose a qualitative descriptive study approach. I choose qualitative research because I need to understand user behaviors and preference in depth. Beauty is very personal, skin also very personal. And I need to explore subjective experience with beauty products and review, and capture the nuanced insight about Indonesian beauty culture. This research focuses on how and why, rather than just numerical data. This applied research because it's aimed at producing a practical solution. There is the digital prototype. That is my output, the digital prototype. And it addresses a real problem in the Indonesian beauty market and creates a functional output for immediate application. Okay. Okay, and let me compare why I choose prototyping over other methodologies. Compared to waterfall methodology, prototyping offers flexible iteration while waterfall is rigid in sequence. Prototyping allows early user feedback, like the reviewer who used the application, while waterfall only tests late. And prototyping supports visual experimentation, while waterfall has limited change. Prototyping is user-centered, while waterfall is process-centered. And if we compare to Agile or Scrum, well, Agile is good. It's quite complex for research purposes. Requires a full development team. We need to have a full development team, and also it's sprint focus and too heavy to do the development. And yeah, so the conclusion why I choose the prototyping because it enables visualization of the concept early, also supports iterative improvement based on insight, and it's also more suitable for academic, especially for a student like me, like yeah, for the research context, and also allow quick testing of design idea. Okay, and then for the data collection methods, I use two main data collection methods. The first one is primary method is competitor analysis. I observe existing platforms like, of course, the Huawei, the inspired one, Huawei application from South Korea, and Indonesia. I also observe Female Daily and Sociola or Soku. And I examine their features, including content structure, interface design, and the user flow. I analyze their mechanism like the filters, the review formats, rating system, and also the navigation. And the second one is secondary method is document study. I review the academic journals and industry reports, gaining insight from online beauty communities and also understanding digital consumer behavior and studying how review platforms affect purchase decision. Why I combine these two methods? Why this combination? Because it gives comprehensive understanding of existing solutions, enables evidence-based design decision, and helps identify gaps in the current market. Okay, next is validation. For validation, My sample includes Indonesian beauty product user age from 18 until 35, and active social media users who seek beauty review, users of existing platforms like Female Daily on Sociala, and beauty enthusiasts from different skin type and concerns. And my validation methods include user interface testing for navigation flow and usability, design review session for visual appeal and functionality, user interaction testing for feature effectiveness and user experience, and feedback collection for qualitative insight on prototype improvements. The validation focus on ease of use without purchase requirement, review filtering by skin type and concerns, and information of comprehensiveness and relevance. Okay, and the research stage. My research process follow 8 stages. Number one is problem identification through general beauty application industry observation. Number two, literature review using academic searches plus competitor analysis. Three, research design by selecting qualitative descriptive method. Four, data collection through feature analysis and user behavior study. Five, prototype development creating wireframes and high fidelity design in Figma. 6. Prototype evaluation through design review and user interaction testing. 7. Result analysis including feedback analysis and design adjustment. 8. Final output producing functional prototype and impact assessment. The prototyping sub-process specifically involves analyzing user needs, creating wireframes, designing high-fidelity prototype, getting user feedback, and improving the design. Okay, and the last one is expected business and social impact. Okay, like the business impact I expected when we when I already developed this application includes filling the gap in Indonesian beauty technology market, providing a framework for independent review platforms, supporting industry development for the Indonesian beauty sector, and inspiring new business models for startups. And compared to previous research, mine offers practical prototype versus theoretical analysis. And while and community center design versus commerce driven system, and also mine is open access for all users review. Meanwhile, for the previous research is limited by purchases, and the social impact is significant. There is open access to review means users can share experience without buying products first. It creates a welcoming community where everyone can participate to review regardless of purchasing power, and enables smarter choices through review organized by skin type and condition, and build trust through a natural, independent platform that encourage honest opinion. Okay, this is my reference to. This is my yeah, and okay. Thank you so much for the attention. I hope this research can contribute both academically and practically to addressing a real need in the Indonesian beauty market while promoting more inclusive and accessible beauty information sharing. Thank you.